Hi, Dave.
How are you?
I'm very
So
good.
I haven't been on Wine Wednesday in a long time,
I know. I think people have wondered. Everyone
and
misses you.
I'm excited to be back.
Well, it's good to have you back. It's good to
Well,
have you
it's
back.
nice to be here. And are we doing the thing where the first half is for the public and the last half is for members? Or are we not doing that today?
We only do that when we have special guests, Dave.
Oh, oh, jeez, that's so rough.
I love it. Off to a great start.
Whoa, whoa, catching strays. I show up for 5 minutes, I'm catching strays already. Nice.
You
Okay,
are welcome. So,
thank you.
welcome back to Wine Wednesday. I'm your host, Jana Kreilein, certified wine geek, co-founder of dVIN Labs. And I'm joined today by our actually very special guest. Not special enough for a private AMA with the members afterwards, but special enough to join us today. Hi, Dave.
Great. Hi. How are you?
Very good.
For those of you who haven't tuned in a while, I'm Dave Garrett, co-founder and CEO of dVIN Labs, and I show up once in a while. But people for the popular feedback that we got was more Jana, less Dave. So I just listen to the public.
It's not true. It's not true. He's just,
It's
you
pretty
know
true.
what? This is like, I'll
Pretty
take it.
true.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So
What are you drinking, Jana? What are
right.
you drinking is the
It
most
is
important question.
it is Wine Wednesday. So we try to we try. We don't need an excuse to drink wine, but we do try and show up with a glass of wine. So I have got something from Austria today. This is it's an awesome wine. I'm not gonna lie to you though. This is the 2023. It's a Grüne Veltliner, which is kind of like the classic white grape in Austria. Grüne Veltliner, I'm saying it actually. I think my accent is correct on that, but you might know it as Gruner Veltliner. Anyways, this is from Kolfak. It's in Burgenland. It's one of my favorite wines, I gotta say. But I'm not pumped about the 2023 vintage. So I had the 18 2 weeks ago and it was banging. It was like it had so much more tension and like it was a whole different story. This one, it must have been hotter. I've got to go back and look at
Mm.
my vintage info. I don't know what it was like in 2023 in Burgenland, if I'm being honest, but it feels like it must have been a hotter year because it's not quite as edgy as I would like. But it's very good anyways.
Nice.
High level complaints. So
Yeah.
yeah. What are you drinking?
Oh, I don't have the bottle to show you, but I'm drinking a Shiner. It's a barrel sample from Kostalinka because I went to go visit David Forer,
God.
who, if anyone paid attention, I think he was on a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, he was
A
on
month ago, maybe.
about 2 months ago, I would say.
Okay. Anyway, I went to go visit him in the Priorat and left with a couple of barrel samples. So I'm tasting
Yeah.
one of them right now, and it's yummy.
Okay. Yeah. Kostalanka, very, very cool project in the Priorat. And David Four is awesome. The
Yeah.
one of there's a lot of obviously fantastic masters of wine. I would say they all are, but of the ones that I know personally, David is maybe the most entertaining. I don't know. It's a
He's
tough
the
call.
most.
He's
He's
so
the
funny.
he's the Uber master.
He's awesome.
Uber master.
Um, Uber Master. I'm not sure. We can go with that though. If you want to say
Okay.
Uber Master, we can. Okay. So you're drinking a Shiner. I think that word needs to be used more in the wine industry because it just sounds
I
like moonshine.
Yeah, I like it. This Shiner, for those of you not in the industry, it just means a bottle without a label. So pre-labeled bottle. Usually they just write on it in chalk or with like a marker. And it's cool.
It
It's
is
always
cool.
nice. It's always nice to have a Shiner. It just means that you got it straight from the winery or straight from the winemaker.
If you have a Shiner, it means that you have good connections, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It kind of sounds
Um,
like a negative, sketchy thing, but it's actually you are connected and you get the best like inside barrel tastings. So it's cool.
yeah.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about something pretty special. We recently launched something kind of historic. So we're going to be talking about the world's first ever Smartwine.
Yeah.
You guys are new here. Welcome. I mean, we're kind of gonna cover the cool thing about today's topic is we're going to be covering a lot of the different points that kind of have come together over the 4 years that we've been building dVIN Labs and the new infrastructure for the future of the wine industry. So there's lots of stuff going on, and this is kind of one of those products that is like all of the dots connect. And so that's why I'm really, really excited to talk about it. We're not talking about Smartwine as in like it went to Harvard. We're talking about Smartwine like it knows where it's been, who owns it, how it's aging, whether or not it should be traded or opened, when it should be opened in this case is very exciting. We'll get to the specific smart wine that we recently launched, the smart wine of all smart wines. And we will kind of connect those dots for you and bring you along on the journey. And
more importantly, it's not just able to talk to you in natural language, but it has agency, or it will. And that's what got me. Like, that's how I got excited about this.
High agency bottle. I love it. This is a little segue, but I was doom scrolling through social media last week and I saw this video and it was like, who of all the people that you know, who is like the most high agency? Like, who would you, if you had one phone call, if you woke up in like a nasty prison cell and you don't know where you are or whatever, like who would you call to get you out? And it's just like a test of like, who is the most high agency person in your life? Think about that. It's a fun little game to play. Who would you call?
Yeah, I think it's more like, who would you call to help bury a body?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's how I've always heard that particular expression. It's like if you woke up groggy in your car in the middle of the desert and there was a dead body in the trunk, who do you call?
Okay, so let's talk about Smartwine.
Jana, don't call me. I am not the person to call.
You are actually.
I am high agency, but I'm not going to help you bury a body.
Yeah. Let's see if you get that. If I get one phone call, Dave, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
All right.
I'll call my smart champagne. We'll see how that goes. So let's get into it. Again, we're celebrating the recent release of. We haven't announced it.
Well, it's not even the release to the public yet. It's really like most of the people listening to this can't buy it yet.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the people who are listening to this have either already been able to buy it or are almost able to buy it. Because I know that a lot of our very loyal community members are watching these. Hi, Larry. And also hi, Mom. Okay, so what is the world's first smart wine? We are talking about, you've probably seen it on our socials and in our newsletters and emails and things. We are talking about the 250K Cuvée Bubbles for Bubbles. This is a partnership with Real Vision, Animoca, and Red Bite Solutions. And I feel like the light in this room is getting lower all the time. Can you see me? Right. So there are only 3,000 bottles. It is, it's not just a champagne. This is like a time, I think we've been saying it's a time capsule of conviction. It is the physical proof of belief that Bitcoin is going to 250K. Get excited. Yeah. If you don't have the bottle and Bitcoin hits 250K, who are you?
You're going to be bummed out. Yeah.
Lame. Right. Yeah. What are you even doing? What are you even doing on crypto Twitter? Yeah.
So a lot of this came about because so we started hearing stories. There was 100K. This is maybe, I don't know, almost a year ago, where I think when we were at Breakpoint, people were talking about the bottle that they would open when Bitcoin hit 100K. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of funny. And like people would post to Twitter and they'd put like Bitcoin 100K, like a Post-it note on the bottle. And sometimes it was a bottle of wine. A lot of times it was a bottle of whiskey. Sometimes it was a bottle of champagne. And I just thought that was a really cool idea. And that's been kind of cooking in my head for a while. And then about, I don't know, a few months ago, we were talking to one of our strategic investors and close partners, Red Bite Solutions, Dr. Alex Wong, who when he gets back, we're going to have him on Wine Wednesday to kind of talk through this, because a lot of it is over my head. He and a group of researchers from Cambridge started working on a white paper for smart products, and they released it. I think they released it in August, but I've been talking to them about it for a few months. And the concept is, how can you use AI and identity for a product? A lot of times that's done with blockchain, or done with RFID, which is Red Byte kind of invented RFID.
No big deal.
So how can you use identity for a product and AI to make that product smart? And when you say make the product smart, there's a few things about that are interesting. One is, every product in the world has a lot of unstructured data around it, right? Like the components and who made it and where the components came from and where and how it was manufactured and how it moved through the world. There's a lot of interesting things. And I mean, if you're talking about like a Captain America figurine, like maybe you don't care, or Wonder Woman, I don't know. But if it's like a Rolex watch, or a car, it's kind of interesting to be able to take all of the information about that product and be able to interrogate it with natural language, right? Because that data is super unstructured and it's all different places, and being able to like get to what you want to know is kind of interesting. So that was kind of the first sort of revelation that I had, which was like, oh, I get it. That's really cool. Like each product is unique in its own way, and being able to it's one thing to be able to like read the label, or you can go to the website, or like there's a lot of different things you can do, but being able to actually just interrogate the product in natural language and learn whatever it is you need to know about that product is super interesting. On top of that, when you have an AI agent and you have blockchain, now that agent or that product has agency, and the product can now start to, let's say, affect its own environment. And we need to really talk to Dr. Wong about like some examples. We can put a link in the notes here to the white paper. But the thing that we talked about was super simple. It was the bottle itself can monitor the environment that it's being stored in, the temperature and humidity, and then if that environment becomes unsuitable for the bottle could have the ability to be able to have itself moved.
What do you mean have itself moved?
To interact with other automated systems, and automatically have itself moved, or potentially have the environment changed, right? But like that's just sort of interesting. You could also say that, as a bottle is making its way through customs, that bottle could present the customs information to a customs officer.
Yes.
That could also be an automated system.
I'm picturing me going through customs and like fumbling with my like everything in my bag, and now I'm just picturing like a wine bottle being like, here you go. It's like you wrote in the most recent article on our Medium about the Burgundy that was like sitting on the tarmac in the sweltering heat and like just going bad. And I think, what did you compare it to in price? Worth more than a Ferrari. And it's just sitting there,
right,
boiling in the heat because someone like misplaced a paper. That's insane. Right.
Yeah. And so like it just makes everything a little bit more efficient and better.
Yeah.
And providing that bottle with some limited agency could really create again, it's just a more efficient supply chain, better provenance, and really just a less expensive system for moving wine around the world.
Yeah.
But I
Not
also just think it's
wine.
cool.
Not
I
just
also just think it's cool to be able to interrogate the wine. I always say that my favorite bottle of wine, when people say, "What's your favorite wine?" I always say my answer is it's a wine that I drink with a winemaker.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I drink the wine with the winemaker, then they'll tell me about it, right? And I get to learn about that wine, and I get to hear the story about the vintage when it was made, and I get to hear like what the winemaker was thinking when they were making it, and what they had hoped the wine would be, and what they think the right the right thing to the right
pair it with.
how to pair it, or when to drink it, or when the right window is, or how I should be experiencing it.
Yeah.
And this gives everyone the ability to taste every wine with the winemaker. Like in the long run, it kind of gives you the ability to do that. And that's just amazing. Like that's super cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, we've had over the last few years, we've had so many ideas about this actually. This is so cool because, we've been talking about, okay, you walk into a cellar and you stand in front of a shelf and, you're looking at this certain bottle of wine, and all of a sudden you could be having a conversation in the cellar with the winemaker himself in his voice and asking it whatever question you want. And this bottle, this smart champagne is like the first version of that. So we're talking about,
it's only going to get smarter. This is this that we're launching today, just so that everybody knows, it's the dumbest smart wine you'll ever buy. They're only getting smarter from here.
That's a great marketing. That's a great marketing pitch right there. This is the dumbest smart wine you'll ever buy, but it's the first. Great. But it's pretty cool. So we talked about in the articles and things that we've been publishing over the last couple of weeks, we always talk about the body, the mind, and the soul. So the body of the smart wine is the wine itself, right? This is that we're not just talking about a digital asset. We're talking about in this case, top quality grower champagne. And it's sealed with a tamper-proof NFC, blockchain-enabled tag. In the future, this is all just going to get more interesting and more high tech. But the soul is the digital NFT identity, right? This is the thing that proves the provenance and the ownership and makes trading instant, which is another one of the things that we've been working on at dVIN Labs now for a while. And that is trading wine as a real world asset on chain, and actually starting to treat wine like the asset that it is. But that's another whole rabbit hole.
That's a whole other thing. I can go for another half an hour on that.
Exactly. No, let's not go there, because Dave will just he'll take the whole rest of the time here. And then the mind of the product, which is the AI. So your bottle has a brain. It knows what's going on in the market. It can act accordingly. It basically introduces itself to you when you receive it. So we're talking about these bottles that we're shipping out with the idea that when Bitcoin hits 250, it's a milestone wine. But we're going to ship them out. All of them are being shipped on December 6th worldwide. Shipping is free. So you'll have them in time for the holidays. But of course, you'll also have them for when Bitcoin hits 250. When is that going to be?
And unless it's next week. What happens if it's next week, Jana?
Well, then we're all just happy. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. No one's going to complain about that. Those are high class problems.
Exactly.
But imagine this. Like, here's what's cool about it. When Bitcoin hits 250, that's like a moment.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big moment for everybody. Double where it is today. 3,000 people around the world and their friends, so maybe 10,000 people around the world, will all be drinking the same wine at the same time.
Yeah. True.
That's pretty cool. Everywhere on the planet. And what we're building is a little community where you'll be able to tap the bottle. It identifies you as the owner of that bottle. And then you can get in there's going to be a chat where we can all get in and celebrate at the same time.
Yes.
Everybody that owns that bottle. So it's like, it's the 250 cuvee community. And that's really cool. And it's, you know, yes, it's fun because it's Bitcoin and it's this particular champagne, and that's really cool. But when you think about, like, take that then to the next logical conclusion. And now you've got, what's your favorite wine? Egon Muller, right? Or
Do you
um,
just, because I'm in Germany, you just throw out the German winemaker? That's so obvious, Dave. That's really obvious.
well, but here's the thing: it's only because I can't think of a Canadian winemaker.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
No.
but that's fine. So, anyways, like, let's say Egon Muller has this amazing community of people that love Egon Muller wine around the world, and, like, if you own that wine, that gives you access to be part of a community of people that love Egon Muller.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and you could do that with every wine brand. Think of, like, who you, listener, watcher, person in the audience, think about your favorite wine brand, and what if you could connect with people from all over the world that likes just that little specific wine. And if it's $2 chuck, who cares? But, like, if it's a little tiny winemaker in Burgundy or a little tiny winemaker in Tuscany, being able to connect with other people around the world that love that winemaker, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty interesting. And like, we're kind of leading the charge with this 250 cuvee, 250K cuvee.
250K cuvee, bubbles for bubbles. You get it. It's champagne bubbles. We're talking about the bubbles in champagne and the bubbles in crypto, guys. It's so smart.
If you have to explain the joke,
yeah, I do
I
that.
think people get it. I think people get bubbles for bubbles.
I just hope so. I'm sure
That's all anyone's talking about. And what we're missing, actually, what's really funny is we're talking about bubbles in the champagne, bubbles in Bitcoin. We're not even talking about the AI bubble.
Oh my
But, like,
God.
this is an AI product. So, like, it's bubbles all the way down.
There's bubbles everywhere. All right, well, let's talk about the symbolism here and the collaboration between, we've talked about Red Bite a little bit. Let's talk about Real Vision. We've also got Animoca on board for this project, so we're really excited about that. But let's kind of talk about the symbolism, the macro bet, the cultural artifact aspect.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, how did this whole thing come about? We've been talking about it for a long time. Dave and Raul were on the other day having a chat. Raul loves it. We talked to Real Vision. We have a special allocated sales window coming up for the greater Real Vision community. So stay tuned for that.
Right now, it's just like, it's been dVIN investors and dVIN club members so far.
Yeah. And RVIP.
And RVIP, which is, if you don't know what RVIP is, it's like a very small community inside of Real Vision. But soon it will be open to the general public.
Yes. But in
a week, right?
Let me tell you exactly. I don't want to lie on the live stream. So Animoca's sales window is now officially open. Real Vision's RVIP community is closing soon. There's a little bit of an overlap right now. Animoca is live. Animoca goes until November 2nd, and then we open it up to the Real Vision general community from the 3rd until the 6th. And then if there's any remaining inventory, the sale's been going very well so far. Seems like we're getting a lot of really good feedback on this first Smartwine. But yeah,
people love the concept. They really do. Like, a lot of really good feedback on the concept, which it's been gratifying because it was fun. It was, like, super fun to put together.
Yeah, it has been fun. It has been fun. There's a lot of there's a lot of pieces to the sales windows and everything. So there's passwords, basically. You can't just go in and buy. So like Dave said, it started out with dVIN investors, kind of our OG supporters got first access and lowest bottle numbers because there are only 3,000 bottles and each one is hand numbered. So lowest bottle numbers go to, the earliest the OG supporters. And then it opened up to our top tier club members. Those are the global insiders. And then it opened up to Genesis. And then it opened up to Real Vision's kind of, I would say, top tier sort of community, our VIP. And now it's going to open up to Animoca. And every community gets a password. So everyone can go to smartwine.ai right now, and you'll be able to find out everything about the product. You'll already be able to test out the chat bot and everything like that. You'll be able to sort of play around and see the full details, but you won't be able to actually purchase unless you've got the password for your community. So if you do belong to the Real Vision community, or if you belong to the Animoca community, then keep an eye on their social medias to find out how you'll get the password. And then public sale will open up, as I said, November 7th, if there's any remaining bottles. And then there won't be a password anymore. So that's the deal, guys.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah. And then there are some like pretty cool built-in sort of sweeteners for when.
Oh yeah,
you hit
I
the
forgot about that.
Yeah. So we have the golden hour rush, which is kind of as the markets ignite and Bitcoin rockets. Let's say like rockets past 250K. So that just sounds great. We're going to start the golden hour rush. So as soon as Bitcoin hits the milestone of 250K, the first people, you will have your bottle at that point. So the first people who actually digitally uncork their bottle. So you're going to have, obviously I don't have the exact bottle with me now, but let's say that this is it. You're going to tap the bottle. There is an NFC chip embedded in the front label of the bottle right underneath the little Bitcoin symbol that's going to be there in gold filigree. Very cute. You're going to tap the Bitcoin symbol, and then you're going to be prompted. The digital cork is going to pop up, and you'll be able to digitally uncork the bottle. So the first people who are actually opening, like proof of pop, right? Proof that the bubble is popped. The first
Proof of pop.
Proof of pop.
That's the first time I've heard that one. That's pretty good.
Hey, Dave, do you not read the documents that I send around? I'm offended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually by the time I get to your documents, it's the end of the day and I'm having a glass of wine and maybe I forget. So sorry about that.
Stop. So proof of pop. We're going with this. It's literally on the
like
wax.
It.
It's on the wax seal, Dave. Get out of
here. I really like it. I really like it.
The first people to prove the pop of the actual physical bottles and digitally prove it on chain are going to be entered to win. There's going to be 50 unique winners who are going to get a free club membership to Club dVIN, which is just like awesome, because then you're going to be able to come to all of our cool events and hang out with us around the world, which is great, and meet all of our other awesome Club dVIN members. But there is also the Alpha Seller sweetener, which is one that I'm not going to lie, I really want to win myself, but I'm not allowed. So the Alpha Seller is a $50,000 valued investment grade wine portfolio. So that's something that we are curating and putting together, and every bottle that's digitally opened within the first 24 hours of Bitcoin hitting 250K is going to enter you for a chance to win the 50K investment grade wine portfolio. So that is,
and I think next week we're gonna publish that portfolio,
so
you can see
I didn't know that. See, I don't read your documents either, Dave. Just kidding.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, just kidding. Okay, so and then one of the other cool things that Dave mentioned already is the what are we calling it? The inner circle. The inner circle, which is every single person who owns one of the bottles is going to belong to like a private token gated chat. So that's going to be like, Raul and the guys at Real Vision and Dave and I and Rodolfo and every bottle holder. So there's going to be some fun insights going on in that chat, I'm sure, as Bitcoin continues to hit all-time highs, and we'll see. Yeah.
It's going to be really fun.
It'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, we are at time. I know there's a lot more that we could talk about. I mean,
are we going to have another one of these next week?
Yes, we are. We are going to have another one of these next week. But I think to sum it up, what we're talking about here is something that actually bridges like the physical and digital worlds to create the first truly intelligent, tradable asset in wine. So when I said historic at the beginning of this live stream, I meant it. And that's what we're talking about.
Okay, cool.
We have to solve wine's liquidity crisis, Dave.
Solved it for good.
Yeah, this is it. Done. Okay.
All right.
On that note, join us back here next week. I know this week's weird because time changed in Europe and it hasn't changed across the pond yet. So I've had a bunch of people messaging me today asking what time this is actually happening. I think we'll be back on track with regular time next week, right, Dave, for everybody?
Yeah, we should be. We
I
should
think
be without problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So stay tuned next week. We're going to be digging in a little bit deeper to this. And remember, if you want to get in on the drop, you've got to make sure that depending on which community you belong to, you are looking for that password and getting in while you can. Even though the lowest bottle numbers are already gone, time is definitely still a factor. So we will,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, we'll see you on socials. Keep an eye on all of the tweets going out. And yeah, look forward to next week. If there are any
See you,
bottle
everybody.